Hi everybody, I'm nednednerB, the Schizophrenic. Welcome to my live Q&A number 15. I'm going to answer your questions about schizophrenia if you have any. Feel free to pop your questions into the live chat. If you don't want to leave questions in the live chat, you can use the contact form on my website in the description below, and you don't need to put your email address into that contact form. You can just send me an email with your question. So last I looked, there was no question in that inbox, so feel free to ask a question right here. So I created a new little video today, a short. It's about anti-vaccination conspiracy theory. I'm a schizophrenic and I've had my fair share of delusions and paranoia, but I believe in germs. I believe in science. I can't help it. And so after this is over, I'm going to point you to that. It'll be live at about 4 p.m. So, Sunday afternoon, sunny weather in my location. I wonder what the weather is like in your location. Sundays have been quiet lately. I might just switch to the Wednesday that's a bit busier right now. So I see two people looking in on the chat. If you have any question, feel free to ask. I'll have something to talk about. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't have anything to present in my head. I want to answer questions live, so feel free to ask a question. Hey, for anyone joining, you can use my website that's in the description below to leave a question anonymously if you do not wish to use the live chat, or use the live chat and feel free to ask a question. Hey again, Al. How are you today? Hey there, Austin. Hi there at West Virginia. This is BC here, British Columbia. Hi, Jay Smalley. What's the state of mental health assistance to people in the US with schizophrenia, and how do you think it could be improved? I am not an expert on mental health assistance in the US. I know a little bit from commenters on my channel over the years, people I've talked to, and I believe every individual state is a bit different, and some states have rules where they're allowed to treat people kind of by compulsion. In other states, they don't treat people under compulsion, but they will lock you up if you're psychotic. And some states, I guess, have better social assistance programs in general, and those states probably have better mental health assistance, I would guess. But it could probably be improved by centering the experience of the ill instead of just simply trying to normalize and eradicate difference and eradicate symptoms just across the board. They need to include people being different for long periods and have to, like, this whole society has to kind of adapt to fit people, like people in wheelchairs. The society needs to put cuts into the ramps, into the sidewalks to suit people in wheelchairs. And like when there were no ramps on the sidewalks, the city and people were like, do we really have to build this for a few people in wheelchairs? And that kind of mentality about disability, about limitation, about health issues is ridiculous. We need to provide and include everyone. So that's like a social effort, a social mission, politics that you have to do. It's not just about mental health assistance. There's a lot of connected factors. EL, doing any work? Yeah, I work weekly as an editor and bug tester for a software company. And yeah, so that's providing an income at this pandemic time. I get to work from home. I'm very lucky. Hey, Jay Smalley, just realized I'm from Canada. Could I give you insight into the assistance there as well? That does vary a little bit from province to province as well, because the provinces are in charge of healthcare. And I'm not actually sure about the rest of Canada, but I know that in British Columbia, where I am, there are involuntary patient legislation rules where if someone is unwell, the doctors and health system will basically write you off for being insane, and then you have to take medication, you have to go see a doctor, or there will be restrictions. Somehow, usually, they lock people up, and if they think that they're not complying with their medication and treatment, and it's there's a lot of obviously trouble with that, because it's not very well to lock someone up against their will. And I think psychiatric treatment can only really succeed if the individual is willing to participate in the treatment. If not, the system of healthcare might have to reach out proactively and try to connect to that individual and get them on side. And that goes to the social perspective again, because if everybody in the society accepts the existence of schizophrenia and bipolar and ADHD and autism and all these wide-ranging phenomena, if we accept them all together and collectively know more about them, then when an individual gets sick, they'll be willing to ask for help instead of trying to deny it and try to getting away from the stigma by escape instead of confrontation. And that's what I think about that. The assistance is not enough to thrive on. The government welfare that BC has is not enough to survive on. You need to rely on food banks or gifts or something, services of some sort, because the money that they give for people who are just mentally unwell and need some help is not enough to thrive, which means health costs continue to skyrocket for the whole society as health problems aren't treated in the source, which is the inability to cope with daily stress and needs of activity. When we have more money, when we cannot work, those things are all more covered. So that's what I think about that. Does anybody else have any questions? Those are good questions. A little bit of wind out there on the leaves of the tree. Motion, but not really waving. Hi there. Zen. I saw this product once, a sort of homeopathic medicine sold over the counter. It was for calming children down, but it literally contained nightshade. I don't know if this is relevant, but it fits in my opinion. Whoa. Yeah, when I was talking about inclusion and acceptance, I'm talking about accepting when somebody's not calmed down for a minute. A child that is alarmed or nervous or questioning probably has a great number of potential responses from their caretakers that just simply calming down isn't going to work. It's like two adults enter a room together, they know each other, and they start fighting, right? And it's like you say, hey, you were supposed to be there, but you weren't. You told me you would be, but you weren't. Instead, you laughed at me, blah, 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 blah. This kind of thing that we talk about and fight. But then the other person just says, well, gee, why don't you calm down? You should just take a breather. You should relax. Just don't worry about what I did. Think about what you're doing now. Gaslighting, right? That's what that person is doing to that person who has a legitimate issue, and they're being told to calm down or neglect their upset. And that's not the right order of conversation. The person receiving that approach should listen, not complain. Does that sound relevant, Zen? Jay Smalley, thanks for answering my question. Sadly, the situation is much the same in the UK. One of my friends with borderline personality disorder recently went to hospital as he was suicidal and afraid to be left alone as he couldn't trust himself on his own. The doctors told him to go back home and read a book or clean the house to distract himself. Whoa. That's unbelievable. Suicidal ideation is pretty much the most severe mental health symptom there is. If someone's having a suicidal ideation, they could potentially die, which means a doctor has only the responsibility to help and reach out and intervene in any way that person is reaching out for. It is remarkably strong of your friend to have gone to the doctor, gone to the hospital, and they just basically turned him out right on his... Wow. That's not good. You're welcome, Zen, for my talking about gaslighting. That happened to my friend, and now he's not with us. I guess you're talking about what Jay said. Doctors in the UK seem to have given up. Wow. I guess what I know about the UK is mostly the news that I see on the mainstream media or whatever, the feed that goes by on the internet. And the government of the UK seems to be very divided. And I am all for proportional representation and non-majority governments, but the particular divisions seem to be along the lines of injustice versus justice rather than anything more simple about should we build a windmill? Should we clean up the garbage and river systems? It's like you can talk about that, or you can say the other party has not convinced the people that their mandate is going to work. And like this government talk instead of just getting to work and doing what needs to get done. So yeah, the social and political again is really important to how an individual has a chance to survive in their own predicaments, in their own situations, in their own challenges and oppositions. They are in a small circle looking after themselves. The Conservative Party in the UK are corrupt. Sounds like it. Wow. Homelessness increased 100% under Tories. Young people out on the streets in droves. City of Vancouver and the parks Parks Board of Vancouver and BC Housing just are at this moment bulldozing what was a homeless encampment. The homeless encampment problem in Vancouver, if you look at the mainstream news, it's a few years old. When you ask First Nations historians, the problem goes back 150 years. Where the golf courses are in Vancouver used to be the prime ground for the Musqueam Nation. Where Stanley Park is now used to be a really great forested area for mushrooms and everything that comes in the forest. And the natives live there too. And now every 9 p.m. there's a gun that fires, a big cannon. They put some gunpowder and light it off. That was put there to scare the natives and homeless, the unhoused, houseless, away from Stanley Park. So from the golf courses up, Stanley Park north down, you push people into the downtown east side over 150 years. And then they put an encampment somewhere where in the Strathcona neighborhood, 80% of the green space is in Strathcona Park. Since about June or July last year, there was a camp there and hundreds of people living there. Everyone needs homes. Everyone needs support. Everyone needs a wake-up call and a recollection, a recognition of history. And then mental health situations will get better and the homeless will be able to thrive, able to repair the social connections that are being fractured by all the rules and oppression and imperialism. That's my perspective on that. Jay Smalley, absolutely. Tory cronyism is destroying our country. That's horrific. Joe Harrison, National Health Services, Child and Adolescent Mental Health Services, CAMHS in the UK is about to collapse. It's not underfunded, just sadly understaffed. North Birmingham Early Intervention are looking after me at the moment. I'm so thankful for them. I'm glad to hear that you at least have some support. That's good for you. I hope that it's maintained, that you can keep being as stable as you can be. You're welcome to my insight. Pause. Happy to share. Well, that's 18 minutes into this. I think I'm going to head off my live stream here. Actually, I'll hang on for a few more minutes. I have my, I uploaded a short video and it's going to go live on the site at 4 p.m., 6 minutes from now. And I don't know if I can link to it directly from here. I'm new to this premiere feature of YouTube. I haven't made a premiere yet, but I made this one a premiere. And so I will just hang out and answer another question or two for 6 minutes. And then I invite you to watch that video and share it if you wish. So thank you for watching and listening and asking all the questions and inspiring the conversation. If I've said anything that was interesting, it wouldn't have happened without what you guys were saying. So thank you. Underfunded, just sadly understaffed, not underfunded. How is a mental health service not underfunded but understaffed? That doesn't make sense. Hey, Snow Drugs, how are you doing? Did you just pop in or were you watching for a while? If you have any question, feel free to ask about schizophrenia, about something anyone can ask. If something you're dealing with, you're experiencing, ask another question, go for it. So about 5 minutes left, and then I'm going to call off. I'm gonna hit this edit button for a second. Live redirect. I'm just gonna see if I can set up this premiere. Ah, yes, I can. Great, so I'm able to directly send you guys to the premiere when I want to. I figured it out. Woohoo! Experimentation, knowledge. Joe Harrison, I think the 3 lockdowns in the UK strained the mental health services. Definitely. Something I noticed is that the lockdown and pandemic reality in general strained the mental health experience of the entire human species. And where society has to extremely react, there's a lot of confusion and tension and resistance to those changes. And when life is turned upside down, stress is a wildfire. No drugs. New sub here. I find your videos very informative and you're extremely well articulated. Well, thank you for watching my videos and joining into this live stream. I appreciate all my viewers. I might not always, over the years, release a lot of content, a lot of new videos, but I'm always watching my comments, watching what people say. And since living alone in this new place, I have a lot more creative time and creative freedom. Nobody's walking in, disturbing my mood and what's going on, like the schizophrenic paranoia of others observing is intense. When a person believes others are observing them, they change their behavior. When a schizophrenic is being observed or feels they're being observed, paranoia, right? Like it's extreme. So living alone, I feel okay. Sometimes I'll hear a noise in the hallway or downstairs or something, and I'll go, are they going to come in here and do something? It's like my brain just goes there. I laugh at myself, but my brain does go there. That's funny. Okay, so I've got about 2 minutes left of the live stream. Then I'm going to funnel you guys to the shorts video that I did. And that's just 40 seconds long. So it'll be quick and painless. You don't have to do too much more to invest your time today. Thanks for joining with the live stream. Zen, I feel the same thing with people walking down the hall your place too. That's funny. Wow, it's 3:59. And in a minute, I'm going to hit the end stream button. So thanks everyone for watching. See you here again next time, Wednesday, most likely. Wednesday afternoon, probably early evening, late afternoon. So thanks everyone for watching. Peace. Woo. Waiting a minute. Just one more minute. One more minute. There we go.